Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the words of the CHOFETZ CHAIM, and he speaks today about an all too common situation that arises in a person's life when it comes to speaking Lashon HaRa. Perhaps we'll see a permissibility, but all too often it is a big mistake that people make. Now let's begin to describe who are the people that the Torah says you're not allowed to speak Lashon HaRa about. Isser Lashon HaRa bein al ish isha. Lashon HaRa, the prohibition applies whether you're speaking about a man or a woman. Vein chiluk bein ishta leisha acheres, and there's no difference whether you speak about your own wife Lashon HaRa or you speak about another woman Lashon HaRa. And many people, unfortunately, because of our great many sins, stumble into this matter and speak Lashon HaRa about the people that they are closest to. In their own mind, they believe that it's permitted to speak negatively and disparagingly about one's wife, or his wife's family. His in-laws are driving him crazy. So he feels that it's not a problem for him to go and speak about his in-laws to somebody else, and that's not going to be a problem with Lashon HaRa. There's 1,000 jokes about in-laws. Everybody knows that. Everybody laughs at those jokes, so therefore it must be that's permitted. Chas v'shalom, says the CHOFETZ CHAIM, just like it's also to speak about someone that you respect, just like it's also to speak about someone who is a dear friend of yours, just like it's also to speak about a stranger, Lashon HaRa, of course it's also to speak Lashon HaRa about your wife, about her family, about relatives, about in-laws. All of that is within the realm of Lashon HaRa, and therefore a person has to be so careful what comes out of their mouth. Livnei echav ubeis aviv. And the mistake that many people make is they think that in front of their brother or their family, they are allowed to speak about these negative things about their wife and his family. They're looking either to get his sympathy, they're looking to get it off his chest. We'll have to see in a moment. But they're saying not nice things about them. For example, let's just say the following example over here. Let's say that a chassan and kala, they just got married, and the husband is getting a little stressed out with his wife. She's very immature. She calls her mother all the time. She calls her sisters all the time to speak to them. She even reveals information that's more private and the husband's upset about. So he comes to and he calls his brother. He says, "You know what my wife is doing?" He calls his mommy and his tati. "You know what my wife is doing?" All of that is Lashon HaRa, because you're not allowed to disparage and make your wife look bad in the eyes of other people. Now, unless the reason that you are sharing this information, what we would call negative information about one's wife, is for a purpose that is constructive in the future. You want to get her some help. You want to know how to deal with this situation, how to talk to her in the right way, how to broach the subject so that you can deal with whatever is bothering you. So that's going to be l'to'elis, for a benefit. Then you could do such a thing. As long as you do not intend to put your wife down in the eyes of your family, you could say, so too you must be very careful. The words that you say cannot have even a trace of sheker, of falsehood mixed in. We'll see all of the details later on. Ayin Sham, take a look over there. And it would come out, according to what we'll see over there, that even in the realm of Ta'ela's benefit, let's say that a young woman has just got married recently, or she's married for a while, and her husband is literally driving her nuts. He's not sensitive to her, he's not caring, he's not giving, he's not there when she needs, he doesn't have appreciation, so on and so forth, and she's really having a hard time in the realm of shalom bayis. Sometimes just to get it off her chest makes her feel better already and look at her husband in a different light. So the CHOFETZ CHAIM will say later, that's also called to'elis, that's also called the benefit that when it's done in the right way, it could be said. So again, the CHOFETZ CHAIM is coming to tell us it's very tricky. Family relationships, how it works between a husband and a wife, in-laws, all the family members, brother-in-laws, sister-in-laws, must be very careful what comes out of your mouth, that lest you transgress the prohibition of Lashon HaRa, which again, with the people that you are closest to, and that you become part of their family, and you're around them maybe on a regular basis, it's the easiest to speak about them, and therefore, says the CHOFETZ Chaim, be careful before you open your mouth. Make sure that you're allowed to say the words that you are saying. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful Shabbos.